Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Cycle on Global Television. Coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja, I am Jumai Manson. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. You can download the Global TV Nigeria mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. Now the news in full. President Bola Tinubu has reaffirmed his commitment to protecting the rights, dreams and future of every Nigerian child. Tinubu made the pledge in a message to mark the 2025 National Children's Day. The president also said this year's theme, Stand Up, Speak Up, Building a Bullying-Free Generation, could not have been more timely, as it speaks directly to the culture the country is building. Minister of Women Affairs Imam Suleiman Ibrahim has urged Nigerian children to be more resilient and confident in themselves in order to combat bullying. She made the call at a press briefing in cooperation of the 2025 National Children's Day organized in Abuja. The event held at the ministry's headquarters focused on advancing child protection and gender equality across Nigeria. Our correspondent Godwin Sunday tells us more.
It was a moment of reflection and renewed commitment to child protection as the Ministry of Women Affairs teamed up with Save the Children International for a special event in Abuja to mark the 2025 Children's Day. The event highlighted ongoing efforts to promote the rights of children and women across the country. While speaking, the Minister of Women Affairs, Honorable Imam Suleiman, emphasized the need to amplify the voices of vulnerable children and ensure that no child is left behind.
When it comes to addressing issues of bullying that is more likely in conflict-affected areas, I can assure you that the first concrete step we've taken is the advocacy, which is the campaign. The see something, say something, we'll do something. We'll be working alongside your Commission for Women and Children in the state, and we'll also be working with other CSO to ensure that we amplify our voices and we address targeted issues. So safeguarding children, whether in conflict areas or in stable environments, is a key priority in achieving the renewed agenda for children in Nigeria.
While appreciating the minister, the representative of Save the Children International emphasized that the ministry's position is a step towards building a safer and more inclusive society.
Every child deserves to grow, learn and thrive in a safe and supportive environment that is free from bullying, from violence, from discrimination and fear. So really addressing bullying is critical to addressing children's rights in general, because if we want children to enjoy their rights to education, to protection, to express their opinions freely, then bullying needs to be addressed, whether it's at home or in the schools. So thank you to the Ministry.
As Nigerian marks Children's Day, the message is clear: protecting children is not an option, it is a national responsibility. Godwin Sunday, reporting for Global Television News.
Meanwhile, the Speaker of Bauchi State House of Assembly, Dr. Abubakar Suleiman, has urged government and non-profit organizations and human rights activists to intensify effort in combating child abuse and trafficking across the state. He emphasized the critical role all stakeholders must play in protecting the rights and welfare of children, appealing to parents and guardians to provide love, care, and support to their children. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has written to the House of Representatives requesting legislative approval for a new external borrowing plan amounting over $21.5 billion, alongside a domestic bond issuance of 757.9 billion naira to settle outstanding pension liabilities. In a detailed communication to the Green Chamber, President Bola Tinubu highlighted the strategic significance of 2025-26 borrowing plan, noting that it spans key sectors of the economy. Tinubu stated that the total facilities sought on the external borrowing plan includes over $21 billion, over 2 billion euro and 50 billion Japanese yen, in addition to a grant of 65 million euro. following the decision of the Federal Capital Territory Administration, FCTA, to seal the National Secretariat of People's Democratic Party, PDP, over its inability to pay requisite fees regarding grand rent for 28 years. The PDP has accused the federal government of brazen abuse of power. Leaders of the PDP stated that they were ready to be arrested should government continue to harass the party over the grand rent. Meanwhile, the party and other alleged defaulters got a reprieve last night, following President Bola Tinubu's intervention with a 14-day grace for them to pay their documents in order. Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum has reaffirmed his commitment to preventing Boko Haram and ISWAP insurgents from seizing control of any local government area in the state. Zulum made the vow while addressing journalists after a closed-door meeting with the President Bola Tinubu at the presidential villa in Abuja. The meeting comes just days after terrorists launched an attack on Marte, a town in northern Borno, raising fresh concerns about the state's security. Zamfara State Government says it is committed to providing political and financial support to end malnutrition, which has affected several children in the state. Governor Dauda Lawal stated this during the launch of Comprehensive Nutrition Policy and signing of Memorandum of Understanding with UNICEF and the Federal University of Gusau to train 1,000 auxiliary social workers. Queen Agaba tells us more. We apologize. That report will be brought in our subsequent bulletin. The Chairman, Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Ola Olukoyede, says the EFCC has begun recovering funds lost by Nigerian investors in the collapsed digital Ponzi scheme, Crypto Bridge Exchange, CBEX. Olukoyede stated that the EFCC apprehended several individuals linked to the scam, while efforts continue to trace others who are currently evading capture. He also said a portion of the misappropriated money has been retrieved, but he, however, declined to specify the amount due to the sensitive and ongoing nature of the recovery operation. You are watching the live broadcast of News Cycle. When News Cycle returns, federal government clears 200,000 passport blackage, pays 280 billion naira debt. Details coming shortly, plus business and sports stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us. You're welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, this is News Cycle on Global Television. Thank you for staying with us. In business, Minister of Interior Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo says the federal government has cleared over 200,000 unprocessed passport applications since he assumed office. He made the announcement in Lagos, where he spoke on the topic Dare to Dream, Dare to Innovate, and called for bold leadership, system reform, and the smart use of technology. Tunji-Ojo also said 28 billion naira owed debt have been paid off, all without extra funding from the government. The chairman, Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, George Adedeji, says the recognition of informal work for the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, has contributed to the drop in Nigeria's unemployment index. Speaking on the theme, taxation of the informal sector, potential and challenges, at the 157th board meeting of the Joint Tax Board in Ibadan, Oyo State, Adedeji said it would be better for the country to support and recognize the contributions of informal sector rather than taxing them. He noted that the workforce in the informal sector in Nigeria amounts to about 92.6% of the employed population in the country as of the first quarter of 2023. And on the foreign scene now, North Korea has criticized the U.S. plan for a futuristic Golden Dome missile shield, saying it could turn outer space into a potential nuclear war field. The defense system, which President Donald Trump plans to unveil by the end of his term, is aimed at countering next-generation arsenal threats to the U.S., including ballistic and cruise missiles. The state media reported that foreign ministry slammed the plan as a height of self-righteousness and arrogance, while it accused Washington of being hell-bent to militarize outer space and warned that the plan might spark a global nuclear and space arms race. Medical sources in Gaza says at least 81 people have been killed in Israeli attack across Gaza since early morning, including 53 in Gaza City. It has been reported that very different messages are emerging from Hamas and United States officials amid reports the Palestinian group have agreed to a U.S. ceasefire proposal for Gaza. A World Health Organization spokesperson says that everyone is suffering in Gaza as hospitals run out of medical supplies to treat the sick and horrific injuries as Israel blocks aid intensifies attacks. In sports now, the Confederation of African Football, CAF, and local organizing committee, LOC, have announced match venues for the 2024 Women's Africa Cup of Nations. For the first time, 6 venues will be used for the Benel competition. The venues are Olympic Stadium, Rabat Labir Zoli Stadium, Casablanca, Perigee Stadium, Casablanca, El Bashir Stadium, Mohammedia Honor Stadium, Oljua Bakin Stadium, Bakine, while Morocco will host the WAFCON 2024 finals from 5th July to 26 July 2025. Over now to Rivers United General Manager Dr. Oke Belugu has urged the players and officials of the club to remain cautious of the task ahead after the successful end of the 2024-25 Nigeria Premier Football League NPFL season. The Pride of Rivers finished the season in second place and will participate in the CAF Champions League next season. Belugu expressed gratitude to the players and crew of picking a continental ticket. Gig striker Tolu Okuredare has missed out on the Player of the Season award in the Belgian Pro League. Okuredare finished the 2025-24-25 season as the top scorer, but was overlooked by the majority of voters. The forward received 24.20% of the votes from coaches and fellow players, finishing in third place. Now that's it on Global TV News Cycle. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen by using @Global TV NG. You know, you can download the Global TV Nigeria mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. I am Jumai Manson. Thank you for watching.